February 9th, 2026, Savannah, Georgia. We're in the cane break looking at some of last year's flowers. You can see here's the remains of seeds slash flowers, not sure which. And this is the stalk that they grew up on, which came just directly from the ground. Here's presumably another one. And then behind it, there's another one that seems to not have quite gotten that far. Next to them is a woody stem. You can see that. Still got leaves. You see any flowers on here at all? Possibly they were, oh, yep, up here. Here's some remains.
Is that a flower?
Oh, yes, that's it. Okay. Well, congratulations, you get the credit. So this is, what did I say, February 8th?
It's actually the 9th.
February 9th. I'm bad at dates. This is a brand new flower here. You can see purple. Let me get on this side. See if there's better lighting. You can see it's purple instead of tan. All right, camera.
And this is one that did flower yet last year.
Yep.
So it's still alive and flowering again.
So yeah, so this means we might have to go check on all of the ones that flowered. I want to click on the screen because I can't hold it with my thumbs and... Alright, I guess that's just as good as it's going to get. This is a brand new flower bud. It's not open yet, showing the tassels. So yes, this is a completely woody stem that's turning kind of brownish. It's no longer green, but it's flowering again. It very clearly flowered last year. It's got some leaves, hasn't started putting out new leaves yet, but it's flowering. So again,
which is supposed to be impossible.
Twice in it. Well, nobody knows if it's possible because literally nobody's ever studied it ever.
Okay.
So yeah, so old flowers from last year, possibly from September if these ones. Oh, another one. Oh, look, another one. Bleakly voice. See, okay. Oh, yep. Well, we're the first ones this year to find flowers, as far as I know. Woohoo! So, yeah, as I keep saying, go out there and look at the fucking plants. Look for this shade of purple. They seem to usually have a little bit of lime green on them. This one is absolutely a flower bud, and it's coming out of like, the base of where that leaf is coming. It's coming from the same node, it seems. So we gotta look for more now. Hopefully the color's showing up correctly. So we got one, and there's another one on this side. You can see that purplish maroon color. It's kind of like the color that can form up at the top of the top knots, but not always. Okay. Yep, that's a bunch, although maybe just flowers that didn't form properly, but yep. Okay, so now we need to, since it's coming from the shoots, we can also try looking at if you see anything purple coming up from the ground. We're in the section closer to the big section up there. It's this brown tree here, being climbed by something up there. The original stalks we found that flower are further back that way. We came this way first. Let's look. Here, close to the ground, there's a stalk there that had some flowers coming up from it. Oh, look, a nice brick that's not even broken. We can take that.
There's a whole line of bricks right there, actually.
Oh. Yeah, okay. So we can have some rusty chicken wire possibly holding them down. All right. Okay, so now we just have to look on these things and see if there's purple.
Well, these ones don't have any leaves, so they look like they're actually dead.
There was one in some area that looked completely dead, except it did have some stuff coming off. Okay, the flowers are still all the way up there. You can look at this stalk here since it's super big. My whole hand is 6 inches. I was thinking about bringing a ruler, but decided not to. But here's how big that is compared to my hand. I guess we can compare it to my thumb. Then I'll measure my thumb. You can see those. Oh, this one actually stops right there. This one is green under the sheathed leaf. This one still has leaves on it. Probably going to have some flowers up there, though I don't see any at the moment. Although it definitely, okay, I think this is just dried Spanish moss. Hopefully nothing is in it. So, you can see seeds from last year. Also, there's just this stick stuck in here. Okay, let's go this way a little bit. Look for some more.
Again, right up knee level.
I was looking for new ones. Yeah, these are more from last year, coming directly from the ground.
Plant in container.
Oh, yeah. Though I don't know if, I mean, I guess we can see if they're gonna grow. They kind of seem empty, but I have no idea. I guess we could just take one of the wide jars and stick them in there.
There's no jars in this.
Of course, there's no trash that we can use right here. Oh, look, you can see one that fell down. Slightly covered in leaves. Anyways, I think this one's a tulip tree.
There you go.
That works.
Fancy barrel.
Alright, we're going to stick the seeds in here as I drop some immediately. Failing. Are you going to carry that, or do you want to carry the phone?
I'll carry that.
Okay. Alright, we're walking this way a little bit. Here's a newer stalk that's got some very nice, healthy looking leaves on it. Turn it over. Got some spiders making nests. Camera. Who decided to put all the buttons where your thumb can reach to try and refocus? Alright, whatever. You're just not getting a focus picture of that. This is bent over. This one's almost dead, except these little branches down here. This one's mostly dead. The leaves are turning orange. This one's nice and green. This one, oh, yeah, it's dead. All right.
I don't know if a Rivercane is dead.
Yeah. Can you move it without it snapping and just coming directly from the ground? All right. So that's still nice and green. There's a tulip tree seed pod stuck on the branches of that one up there. This one is being bent over. Mostly dead at the top. Still got green leaves on the bottom. Same here. Lots of big ones over here. You can see this is drying. Ooh, look, there's a little insect hole. Camera, thank you. You can see these are drying to this kind of warm tan, yellowish tan color. Might be an identification detail. I'm not noticing any flowers over here. So we can go back and look at the big giant ones. So just back the way we came, or we can just walk that way and see. Yeah, you can see people just keep bringing glass bottles and jars and crap and just leaving them in here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's right here. And I keep having to pick them up. Here's the first ones we saw flowering last year. The biggest ones in here, I think. See, they're changing color. They were like bright lime green last year. You can see the smaller shoots. Here's this coming directly from the ground, I think. Anyways, here's some seeds from last year. You can take those and stick them in a plant pot. Oh, it's just coming out. That works. And this was actually the, well, camera. It doesn't want to focus on anything today. This is ridiculousness. There you go. These were purple. This one came up after this one, which seems to have broken off. I don't think there's any seeds up on that one. But as you can see, it's still alive. And new growth coming out here. Oh, this is different stock though. But yeah, look at that interesting color. It's like reddish pink right there. Camera. This thing was covered in seeds last year, as was this thing. Tiny little pieces right here that probably didn't get fertilized, but we'll find out anyways. So, flowers further up there. Where did I just stick my stick? Is this thing out of the ground yet? Oh, it was just sitting there. All right, we get a cool tall one. Any leaves on here? Nope. Lots of big dead ones here. These will start sending up new shoots, I think in March or so. Trying to look for things. You can see green. Anything on there, or are you just handing it to me? Okay. See these? We're at the swampy section. I'm just gonna sit them there. There are crayfish in here. They build little hill things. Huh?
Chimney.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the word. Here's a big old dead tree. You can see where the deer are trampling it into dust. Here's this chair that I saw last year, the first time we came back here. And a bunch of palm trees over here. Interesting. We haven't walked back this way yet, so see, all of a sudden the bamboo stops and the palms take over. You can see the deer trail, and here's some deer footprints. Okay, so the bamboo, you can see it maybe on the camera, maybe not. It's over that way. There's some little bits over here, but mostly it's the cabbage palm question mark. These might be other kind of palm. I'm not sure. Palm nerds will have to tell me. Yeah, here's some more little bamboo. Short little things. Huh? Fancy. Fallen tree branch. I guess that's where people throw their trash. Any flowers? Huh.
The tips of those things.
The tips of what?
Interesting.
I wonder what that means.
I was walking straight from
Yep. Once I make sure. Huh?
here.
Yeah. Because this is, back over here, there's like a big square of logs / trees somebody made. Oh, we got some itty bitty little new leaf growth on this one here. Little needle looking things are just the new leaves that are rolled up. Woodpecker. Let me scoot this. Not like that. And this is a swamp bay. Make sure the leaf isn't gross before I take it off. And here's a whole bunch of trash we'll have to come back and get. The swamp bay does not smell very much. Here's some probably raccoon poop. Another baby little swamp bay. You can maybe now see the wall of bamboo just rising up suddenly.
Like a megatron.
I was about to say, when does he ever say that?
He said it in G1.
Interesting.
Or,
This has little seed capsule thingies on it. I have no idea what it is. It's obviously dormant. Here's a palm tree, baby. Ooh, actually, I think this is the whatchamacallit. Oh, yeah, it's got some flowers starting up here. It's still got leaves. It has a terrible name I can never remember. It's like Fetterbush Lyonia, and it's like, I mean, theoretically, it's fettering us right now because it's just kind of in the way a little bit, but it's still such a dramatic name. Look at the bamboo. No bamboo, bamboo. Just don't get smacked in the face like a cartoon. There's a hole in the ground. And we are back in the bamboo. No bamboo, bamboo. All right. Now look with your special eyes. Weird little thingies all over the leaves.
oh, they're turning purple at the top.
Some of them do that, and I don't know why. It might just be because of the cold. Oh, top knot has really big leaves. Here's a little baby thing just falling over. It just looks so fancy. Look how tall it is. These ones are all super tall. You can see in there, maybe. Look at these big leaves. This is a baby stalk, meaning it only grew this year. You can tell because it's got the sheath leaves on the whole thing, unless you pull it off. But then there's just multiple layers. This big old baby. They tend to have the bigger leaves. Older ones have slightly smaller leaves. Look at this monster. And that's not even at the direct base. Alright. Purple leaf flowers. I'll just get a picture straight up for drama. So yeah, new growth has sheath leaves. Older growth is woody. This big old thing is dead. There's some crossvine climbing in here. This little thing does not have flowers on it. I thought it might. And yet, no conservation groups want to come out here. Or at least can come out here. Because bureaucracy. We were able to contact one, but they are only allowed to study Rivercane. This is probably... yes, they are only allowed to study Arundinaria gigantea. This is probably Arundinaria tecta. And they used to all be considered the same thing, just called Rivercane, and then they got split into different species, and now that is actually not helping, because now this one's not protected, even though it's facing all the same problems. Here's some grapevine, probably peppervine maybe, as the other things. Here's a shopping cart. Modified? Oh, yeah, there's chicken wire on it. Cool. Oh, this is the big dead tree I was finding a bunch of mushrooms everybody liked on. So here's those mushrooms. Don't really want to... Mushrooms are apparently safe to touch. Obviously, just don't eat them or stick your hand in your mouth after touching them. I think this one's called mustard yellow polypore or something because it's color mustard. Here's the other chair. It's useful as a landmark. Oop, see purple, but it's just that. This one's got really nice internodes. So, one section of plant flowering. Here's some more swamp bay. Ooh, these leaves are interestingly velvety. Feel it. It smells a little bit. Like barely.
Would it smell more in summer?
I have no idea, presumably. Okay, and then we go this way, and then it's back to the road area. Any more flowers want to reveal themselves? Here's another new baby. You can see they got big old leaves. Hey look, plastic bottle and a soda can. So I just need to come back in here with the trash picker-upper again, even though I just did it like 2 weeks ago. Right there.
The solution to public sanitation issues is for
Yep.
taxpayer dollars to actually go towards free mass
Yeah.
public sanitation services.
Yeah. Presumably, I mean, it's not just homeless people doing this, but also it's not their fault because there's no public dumpster. There's no public trash drop-off areas. Here's a really big baby I'm just showing you. So you can tell it's a baby because it's got the sheath leaves, which are these leaves that just cover the whole pole, which scientifically is called a culm, C-U-L-M. And you can see the woody one next to it for comparison. So, little baby grew up in 2025, so completely covered. When they are slightly older, these are called internodes, start to outgrow the sheath leaves, so it forms little candy cane stripes. So, and then eventually these fall off, and it turns woody. And well, it's just woody. It's still woody the whole time, but you know what I mean. Are these flowers? Nope. Also, haven't seen any of the jack in the pulpits popping up yet. So that just...
Because it's been so freaking cold.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, now it's just weird folded leaves. Here's another baby next to a slightly older one. Alright, and we are back over here. This is the bucket that I have not been able to remove because every time you touch it, it just falls apart, so you can't lift it up. I'm gonna have to find a giant shovel and scoop under it. Here, we're just looking at this one right here because it's right by the road. Old enough to be completely woody. Oh, no leaves at the top, but smaller leaves down here. Very soft. Interesting. And then we are at the sidewalk again, and here's the big fancy guys. A bunch of these are woody, so not seeing any purple. Alright, I guess we're not gonna find any more. But yeah, go look. Unless any want to appear right on these things. Nope. Alright, yeah, go outside, look for purple / pinkish stuff on the plant, and keep looking. Here, let's look at these ones. You can see new growth coming up there. Some of them, the top knots turn that purpley color. So that can cause some confusion, but look for just more purple. Alright, bye-bye. Alright, continuing. The seeds are just gonna, well, if they're even seeds, they're just gonna go in these, which are just the same thing. Kind of just spread over the surface, which is what is recommended. It's just like Russian dolls over here, apparently. I guess I can just lay it in there too. Spin it like that and see if that works. There's such a glare on the screen. I have no idea if any of this is visible. Okay, it should be. Alright, and then I'll just walk over here and show you the one successful seedling that came from the plant that decided to flower again in September. Here's this little baby. You can see it's lost a leaf from the cold. We brought it inside in the biggest cold because clearly the seeds are meant to be germinating in spring, not literal fall. So, but it's growing a new leaf. It's stabbed through that leaf. All right, let me remove that. It was put in here with some other, I guess I can remove this mulch a bit. It was put in here with some other seeds. I wasn't sure if they would germinate. This is the only one to do so far. Yeah, it's just gonna have this whole container. Since it's almost Valentine's Day, this is a plastic bucket from the grocery store. They get them in for their flowers, and if you ask nicely, they'll give them to you when they're empty because I don't think they recycle them, so they just throw them away, and they would be glad for somebody else to take them. You might just, if you ask a random employee, you might just have to wait for them to get explicit verbal permission from a manager. That's normal. So yeah, you can just get a whole bunch of plant pots, just drill a hole with a drill bit or even just a nail or screwdriver, something like that. Alrighty, bye-bye.